Hey guys, Ucl Rttf here and welcome to Road to the Final Team 2. It is Friday, it is 6 PM and I'm hoping that the Team 2 has been released. I've just literally turned on the Elgato at 6 PM and I'm hoping that Team 2 has gone up ahead as planned. It seems like it has done because we've been given an Sandro Ucl Road to the Final SBC, which is fantastic, which we're going to check out right now, which will be the main focus for this video. Interesting one. You guys know that my whole team, apart from Luis Suarez, is full of Brazilian players. Is this card going to be better than the mid-tier Roberto Carlos? We'll have to wait in a second. And we'll also have a look at what the new cards are in Team 2 in general. There's that Heung-min Son SBC that we did cover a little bit earlier on today. Before we have a look at Sandro, have we been given anything else? Of course, the Isco is still there. Anything new in leagues? No, and then nothing around the Europa League in terms of content there. I don't think so, like the kit SBCs and stuff like that. The Ucl Rttf still there, or Isabel as well. It does just seem to be the Alexandro SBC 86 rated, so the same as the baby Roberto Carlos, 2 ratings lower than the mid-tier Roberto Carlos that I do have. I'm not getting rid of Roberto Carlos, absolutely not. But Alexandro is a pretty tasty card. So in a road to the final, Alexandro. We'll have a look at how Juventus are doing in their group as well in a second. He is there for a whole week, 2 segments too. We'll have a look at what he requires first, and then his in-game stats. So an 84 rated squad with high chemistry and 1 team of the week. That's not too bad for a 15k pack. So EA pushing the boat out there with the pack returns. And an 86 rated squad with not the highest chemistry. Both tradable packs, which is a surprise nowadays from EA to be offering that back in return. That's not bad. That looks decent value for money. We'll have to see. I think they are in a tough group though, where Juventus 3-star, high medium. I know high medium obviously doesn't take everyone's fancy, but you can put an instruction on for him to stay back while attacking if you wanted to. His in-game stats are just superb. His pace is decent. It's not the best, but it's decent. His shooting is quite nice. Not like it matters too much for a left back. His passing in particular, in short passing, is pretty good. His crossing is very nice. I'd like his vision to be a little bit higher, but not the end of the world. His dribbling is very solid for a fullback. His defensive stats are pretty good. Again, defensive one is not the greatest, but certainly not terrible at the same time. And decent physicalities as well for a fullback. 91 stamina, not the best in terms of player traits, but on the whole, that is a really, really cool card. Not the best dynamic image, of course, that I know EA nowadays have very weird, like, certain rights to the Serie A and stuff like that, so they can't show like the full Juventus kit and stuff because they don't have rights to Juventus at all, which is I still find bizarre, but we can make a whole video on that, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But anyway, that seems pretty decent. And of course, if they are to finish in the top 2 positions of their group, he'd go to 87 rated, so he'll never get a +2 upgrade. It'll only be +1 upgrades to him. I do want to compare him with Roberto Carlos as well. Of course, Roberto Carlos is an icon, much more cooler than Alexandro in the fact that he's an icon in the first place. So this is the 87 Roberto Carlos I do have, who, by the way, is fantastic in this game. And I'm just curious to compare the not the prices, but the stats between the two of them. I think Roberto Carlos goes for around about 600,000 coins, 700,000 coins. And then when we get ourselves Alexandro, or who I do actually quite rate as a player, I think he's a very good player in my personal opinion. He would be the highest rate. You do have Hernandez there as well, but of course Hernandez can't be upgraded. So Alexandro, in terms of in-game stats, we'll put into here. Got much less pace, much less shooting, much worse passing, better dribbling to be fair, which is kind of interesting. Less defending and less physicality. Of course, Roberto Carlos is a better card and would be tradable as well, but it's going to cost a lot more. Alexandro as an SBC is going to come in at, what, 120,000 coins maximum, I'm going to say. That isn't too bad at all. I mean, in terms of how Juventus is doing in their group, how are they doing? They are second, so Barca have got 9 points, Juve have got 6, 1 for Kiev and 1 for Ferencvaros. They're going through their group. Obviously not guaranteed to go up in first, but they will go through. Their one defeat was against Barca, scoring 6, conceding 3. Yeah, they will go through that group, guaranteed. They've already got a 5-point safety net over Kiev and Ferencvaros. No disrespect to those clubs. I would like to see both those clubs do well in all fairness, but Juventus will go through. So if you do that SBC, you're guaranteed to get at least 1 upgrade to an 87 rated. And I think it's decent value for money. Obviously Roberto Carlos, you know, I mean, maybe it's not fair to compare those two cards, but Roberto Carlos is a better card. Probably even the 86 Roberto Carlos might be similar in terms of stats, the 86 of both those guys. But that's a pretty decent SBC. If you're not sitting there with like, you know, millions of coins in your club, but you have a Serie A team or something like that, then I do see actually decent value for money. I think that's a good SBC in my personal opinion. I don't think there's too much wrong with that card, and he will get one upgrade minimum. So go to an 87 rated. You would then have to wait, of course, until February before you get other upgrades. Ideally, you'd want Juve to finish top, just to, you know, on paper theoretically get an easier draw. It never works out that way, but if Juve finish second, they'll technically get a harder draw for the last 16. With Juventus, they're having a bit of an interesting season at the moment domestically. They aren't at their strongest compared to previous years, so I don't think they'll win. I don't think they'll necessarily go too far in the knockout stage, but they will go through. So if you do him, you're guaranteed to get one upgrade onto him come Christmas time when the group's finished. So I think he's a decent SPC, and we've been given more Europa League Road to the Final cards. I'm hoping to try and review some of these a little bit later on tonight. So who have we been given? So it's a mix of UCL and Europa League. Any Brazilians? Oh, Jesus, but I mean, I don't really want to get rid of Suarez. So Hazard, fantastic. Koulibaly, Grimaldo, I'm a big fan of him. Porto looks very good. Jesus looks insane, as does Quincy Promes. The shame about Promise is there's that Ajax will likely finish third in their group, so you would never get any Christmas time upgrade to him. Carrera's pretty cool. Draxler's not bad. Akanji's solid. Kessie's really, really good. And even Bebu as well, to be fair, isn't too bad from Hoffenheim there with that 94 pace. I do like those cards. I really like those cards. I'm going to try and get my hands on a couple of those and give you guys reviews on them tonight. But yeah, going back to the Alexandro SBC, I think he's a decent card. I think he's a very good card, actually, you know, on the whole, and that, you know, you are guaranteed to get at least one upgrade to him is obviously very good. He's not coming in at like an extortionate price. In my personal opinion, I think he's coming in at a decent price. He's a top card. He's going to be the best Serie A fullback that you can get, and you're guaranteed to get an upgrade in what, like 4 to 5 weeks time or whatever. So I actually think it's a pretty decent SBC. Obviously, you guys can understand me not doing him because I'd obviously much rather, you know, keep on using Roberto Carlos. But yeah, on the whole, I think that's a good SBC, and I'm liking these new players that EA have put in as well. But anyway, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later.